Say they want justice. Protesters are saying they want justice. They bought that car, they bought that man windshield. They bought the man windshield. And the boss said the people throw right in the air. I tell you, little pack. They think we're going now. I told you, I said, please pack. They money, you get it one day. Go, they begin the way they think they do not. Someone wants to speed. When you can join your, if you buy an album, you lost. So I told him, pack your thing now. Tomorrow you continue to sell it. Get money, we can get it one day. They think I have been escalating small. In the rag and be more desperate in the day. But against the people. The boss of Abba? Yeah. For what? A protester?
They keep planting on mobile. That smoke block.
The tear gas, eh?
Yeah.
But here's what I want to say. The fact that we have two documents. I was staying in the mansion when the document came out. And the legal advisor to the president, who has the responsibility to review all legal documents coming from this legislature, said that the document that the traffic management is purporting that it is the law, it's not the law. So the government could not proceed to implement a concession when the government itself believed that the concession of the traffic management people were arguing was not the one the president signed.
It was very bad.
Shit. That's not cool.
Then they rescue of the price is very increasing.
So
nothing dropping.
So but then why you voted for rescue?
I voted for change. You are not seeing the change.
But if you say you voted for change, during Joe Weirton, you was buying Buddha for sorry, don't cry. Sorry, don't cry, baby.
I did it for 40,000 trouble. I see people don't have me, don't take me for the trouble. I owe you the thing is I fell on the back of it. I did trouble. I didn't go outside the thing. You got to put it on to me. You got credit on the back and then I'll buy it. You got a 10% increase. To then pay the 40. Why you the winner? So I said they help me.
Okay.
Quelqu'un change missionnaire par français. Quelqu'un dit qu'il y a un ministre en essai. Quelqu'un dit qu'il y a un ministre en essai. Tu dois rester. Quelqu'un dit qu'il y a un projet de foreign essai. Quelqu'un a presque gagné tout massé. Quelqu'un dit qu'il y a presque assez. Amanda. Quelqu'un change missionnaire par français. Quelqu'un dit qu'il y a un ministre en essai. Quelqu'un dit qu'il y a un ministre en essai. Tu dois rester. Quelqu'un dit qu'il y a un projet de foreign essai. Quelqu'un a presque gagné tout massé. Quelqu'un dit qu'il y a presque assez. Amanda. Presque quelqu'un. Abbas, presque quelqu'un.
So anybody want to like it, you know, so you're selling drugs?
And they stop you from selling drugs.
They stop me from selling
and that was why you're getting your income from.
What?
You're getting income from that. And they stop you from doing it.
Yeah, they stop me from
so that's why you're protesting.
The protest, I'm protesting for working in the country and I'm protesting for them to get off freedom. We also have we for this nation. We need freedom in this country.
You're not getting freedom to do your business?
Yes.
Do you still want to do your business and they stop you from doing it?
Yes.
You still want to do it?
I still want to do it. But that's my game.
When were you selling it?
I selling my drugs in part-time.
Which time? We are administration.
I start selling my drugs anytime, all the now. I'm still selling, but my business goes down.
They have a first stringent measures against your job, sale or what?
Why you say?
They crack it down on you who are selling your job or what?
They keep suppressing me, just table and they put 150,000 for me.
Is it a bad thing to you?
Yes.
How you see the sale of jobs?
I see the sale of jobs because I need support from my family. I need to get my family money now. I'm killing 4 living children in this country right now. No support and my parents are focusing on me. Since I graduated from high school, no other thing for me to do. So I just try to join my club. They the dollar bill. Who can't money no more way.
What you do your team business?
No, I'm a forever trader, man. I'm a trader at NCDC. I got general market.
What about trade do you do?
I do general market. I spend NC.
Do you have work now?
I don't have work. I won't work anywhere. I go to the point say, you feeling what school? Everybody feeling what school? Everybody learns, go to school.
That's why you have diploma, high
Thank
school
you.
diploma.
I get high school diploma. I'm not feeling with school. But I learn my trade. I'm a bona fide trade man. Yeah, what's up, son?
So let's
For
get
my
back to
trade, make people that call me dollar bill because I'm serious. But now, nothing doing. I work in labor, tell me from that doing nothing, bro. I was selling market. They put in some promise, they get me just so one for me to talk to me, so I leave.
July 26 is the day we'll rally the people. The regime that is bending on compromising justice to please the political elites and the patronage must be met with the forceful resolve of the conscious militants and revolutionaries and the hierarchy of consciousness. Let us say this to those progressive in government: we are not disappointed, because when we all knew that our day will come, that you will be at the crossroad. Yesterday, you championed the demand for April 14, 1979. It was all in your total recitation.
I can't stand no more, cause I'm a fool. I cannot go to school, cause no more money. I can't stand no more, cause I'm a fool. I cannot go to school, cause no more money. Hey yo, excuse me Mr. Journalist, I wonder how you make your headlines in the press release today. Although I read the news every day, but I'm really still getting confused now, and I just wanna ask you some questions. Oh, is it based on money? Is it based on presidency? Is it based on technology? Is it based on war? Tell me, we got major headlines. Oh, we got major story. Yeah. There is no job, no money for hustlers. We got major headlines. We got major story. Yeah. There is no job, no money for hustlers. Come take a coverage, the rainy season coming soon. In the ghetto, all the houses are full of leakage, nowhere to sleep. Come and see the widow, living in the street with her children. Since the daddy went to war to fight, he never lived to see them. The children have no shame.
Yes, indeed, a pleasant good evening from Liberia. Today is September 2nd, 2020. That's 2020 is 5. And we'd like to say a pleasant good evening to you from Liberia. Let me welcome Mr. Abu and say good evening, Mr. Abu, and welcome to the program.
Good evening, Bill. And today is another day in the month of September. We just beginning the month, And today is the 4th day, Bill. I think there was a little mistake there. You say today is September 2nd, but actually today is the 4th day of September. And I think it's another day that we are coming here on Waste TV to talk about trending events in the country. And we want to say welcome to the show for all of you who are in Liberia, the United States, and in other countries. We say welcome, join us, and we also expect you to be joining us on this show. And you can ask your questions or you can join in the discussion. We have some trending events that are coming on in Liberia that we'll be discussing here. And the main man there, Bill McGill, will be there to tell you exactly what I said. My name is Samuel Abu. Stay with us so we can do the best we can.
Okay, it's a great pleasure to be back. Let's have our discussion point quickly. Sai is calling me from Nimba while I let you handle, a bit of the discussion. Then I can talk to Sai to come on the show. So we basically gonna talk about issues there from Nimba as it relates to a recent protests in that part of Liberia relating to the killing of a motorcyclist, and we hoping to talk to Sasa is sending report that his internet is bad, and we hoping to talk to Sasa to give us details for that situation. We're also talking about we'll also look at the petition filed to the court concerning the arson case there from Capitol Hill, and we hoping to get hold of that discussion as well. But Mr. Abu, you can just be running through with the situation at Capitol Hill, the petition filed by the lawyers of Honorable Funati Kofa, while I take Sa quickly to be back.
Definitely, we're going to be talking about this petition that was filed in the courts today, where the defendants are asking for transparency in the court, especially into the arson case of the Capitol building. And this case is involving the former Speaker of the House, Councillor Funati Kofa, and other members of the House of Legislature. Many of them are already in the hulk, and we don't know what is happening, but they are asking for something that would be just so very strange in Liberia. They want this particular case to be handled in an open court, and not only in open court, but to have even Makema that is way down there in the farms in Grand Jide, and Mr. John Thompson way in the on the 67th floor in Ireland and United States to be watching them beat there. What is it so much that is happening? Some people will say that this is a high-profile case, but why a high-profile case? It's because it involves a very, very important building in Liberia, that is the Capitol building, and also it involves high-profile people, the former Speaker of the House of Legislature, and also some members of the House of Legislature, and those alleged accomplices that were used to either do the burning of the Capitol building, and now they are in the court, and we are happy that at least the bond that they filed was accepted, and now they are going to court from their home, and today they are asking a new thing into this thing. But we mustn't mistake the decision to have the case in an open court, have recordings, all of these to be handled in that court. I think is solely a decision of the judge in chamber. It is not by law to say that it has to be. If the judge felt comfortable with it, he would decide to agree to it. But the judge denied it because it is not something that is being happening in Liberia. Not because it is J. Funati Kofa and because they got some evidence they want to hide, or someone has evidence they want to hide, so therefore they believe that they must have television covering it. But not forgetting, they should also think that this case, They are going to tell us how things happen there. If they are able to be lying, I mean, lying, swear on the Bible and the Quran, and they lie in the open court, our little children who are out there, minors who have never had the experience, will be learning experience to be lying also. If they'll be talking the truth, the little kids will be learning. But I still believe that because of the kind of population, the vulnerability of our population in Liberia, there is no need for this case to be held in an open court where, I'm saying open court, where we have a televised, the judges and everything and all of this thing. Please, this is not a global case. This is just a little case. What happens to somebody who went and set up a fire in a little room on another school campus in another place? They didn't do it like that. Why do they want to do it for fanatical fire? I don't think that is the right thing at this time. You want anything to say now for that?
Yes, some people could say, like initially when you said is a high profile case, and this is something that involves the Capitol building. A lot of people could say it's prudent enough that the judge agreed for this case to be, a case that can be televised, so that people who are not in country to say, "Oh, I will go to the court and sit there and watch how, we be able to see how the judge is going to run their verdict." I think if the judge who have given these people that, it will also be an opportunity for other people who can access the court from as far as Grand Jide, Grand Cape Mao. They can be able to watch what is happening, unlike where you have reporters that are assigned in a court who do not have access to, Senate recordings of whatever that is happening. We're just going read an entire story and coming up. You might not have, everybody said being able to read that article that will be put out pertaining the case. So, but again, it's a legal matter. We just trying to talk on something that we think we can talk on, and based on our own opinion. But whatever decision the judge took, I think he understands it was the best decision, and not granting them that right at the time, of this current situation. I think the judge, in his own wisdom, understand the right thing to do, and is exactly the right thing he did. But we open.
What we are saying here is that, yes, it is not a right. It is their right to request, but it is not a right for them to have it. So I consider it as an opportunity that they were trying to seek, that because they will be starting something new. If it is something that's supposed to be by law, then it becomes a right. But it is not by law. They will request it. We've had several big cases in Liberia, and we never did it. So someone will say, "Oh, because they never asked or they never requested for it." Okay, we know Honorable Fanatical for is legal luminance. We do agree with that, but he is trying to go beyond what he knows that could happen in law. He has gone, he's a lawyer. Only thing I cannot remember whether he has been a judge before, but he has led the group that is supposed to be making laws in Liberia. And he knows that this is not equally a right for them to do. The judge who wants to protect the defendants, because denying it is also protecting the defendants. Not just that he wants to give them the opportunity, but he's trying to protect them because they have generations unborn. They have their children coming up. Their names are going down into history. So if we say we're going to put it in an open court, every other case is like we are starting a new thing in Liberia, that every case must be done in an open court where everything that is criminal. In fact, what they do, they are trying to take the whole thing from a criminal case to a civil case, which is not and cannot be a civil case. That's a criminal case.
Okay, let me just hold you there a bit, Mr. Abu, and we just talked to Sas. Is there in Nimba currently, and he said he's having some struggling internet situation, so we can just dive into the discussion real quick, and then let's to go and have some time to rest and get back on his feet for tomorrow. So let's say good evening to you, sir, and welcome on the round table.
Good evening, Will, and good evening to your co-host, Mr. Samuel Abu, and good evening to your listening audience.
Okay. So, sir, you've been following this incident that took place in Nimba concerning the alleged killing of a motorcyclist. What have you gathered as a journalist that you could report or tell us and share those information with us as journalists and our audience as well?
So thank you for this. Yes, on yesterday we make our way in Nimba County, following a chaotic scene from about 100 or 200 motorcyclists in Kansas City of a death of a teenager believed to be in his early 17 to 18 years, Jackson Rowland, who died around the CMC Junction, Nimba County, around the Saniquale Road, CMC Junction in Nimba County. So upon hearing that incident, we took a trip in Nimba, following the scene where the police and citizens clashed, especially motorcyclists clashed for close to about 4 hours. The police spilled tear gas, and the motorcyclists threw stone at the police. They were all angry. These are situations that happen across the country where um, the gangs knew a motorbike rule. We eventually kill a motorcyclist and possess the bike and sell the bike for whatever.
Sir, when you said there was
Used for.
clash
So for
between
this
the
time
police.
around, this is different.
Go ahead, sir.
Jackson Rowland were chemists. Okay, Jackson Rowland was a chemist. He worked in the manufacturing union in Cantation. Jackson
So I slip off. I don't know. His network is so bad. Yeah, I don't know.
Do you have any video? Do you have any videos of that clash between the motorcyclists and the police encounter?
Yeah, let me get this. Let me just get this clip quickly that I was able to lay my hands on, and you can hear the people or somebody. Let me get this.
Saying they want justice. Protesters are saying they want justice. The boss that got the boss that man winche. The boss that man winche. And the boss that been thrown right into it.
Mr. Abu, we got from the telephone line still of the internet because his internet is bad. So, sir, could you continue with what you were saying?
tomato soup from the manufacturer union for a year plus now in Ghana. So there was one Sunday of last week when Jackson kept working and decided to sell one of his products. After the sale process, Jackson decided to pass the manufacturer moreover. And later on that particular evening, he received a call from his friend. As a young man coming up, he's someone that loves hustle as well, but he was not a regular motorcyclist, like someone that runs traffic regularly in Ghana. No, Jackson was only new at times. He would take his friend back, they pay some money or whatever, they have it, and just ride around Ghana. Not on traffic, but just to move around and vlog on a new motorcycle. So this time around, the back owner, which is currently in police custody in Monrovia here, gave his back to one of his friends, a friend that is related or friendly with Jackson. So when he gave the back owner gave the back to his friend, and that friend also contacted Jackson, said, "Oh Jackson, I have a bag given to me by the back owner. So you need to come over, they have some fun and chill around Ghana this Sunday night." And happily Jackson decided to join his friend that is on the run currently. Is yet to be identified. So, upon that, from eyewitnesses where we gather in Ghana City, that particular Sunday night, Jackson and his friend were on the back in Ghana from club to club, enjoying themselves. Eventually, Jackson's friend asked for additional 2 persons to join them and move around the city. And willingly Jackson, as a young man that opened up to his friend with that kind of trust, he said, "Yes, okay, let our 2 police join us." So they
were there was any body parts extracted, or have the motive behind this killing been identified by police?
Body parts extracted from Jackson. From the family angle, they believe that Jackson was killed out of envy. They might have hit him because of something else. As a reason, they decided to murder Jackson. So that particular night, 4 of them were on the back, and they head to the San Nicolas TMC Junction where they murdered Jackson. And on that scene, the community brothers that were around came out to save Jackson, but unfortunately they were late. The 2 guards who were asked by Jackson's friend to join them murdered Jackson and decided to take them back and essentially escape from Monrovia. But when they did the other side of rap, they all escaped and left the scene. So that the family arrived and everybody was crying. The police get involved and the investigation began that particular moment. On Tuesday, the police gave the family to go ahead to bury their son. And with the legal process and documentation given, they went on and buried their son. But the motorcycle thing got provoked when one of their friends, or one of the authorities said that but there's no evidence, there's no actual evidence on what killed Jackson. So with that kind of statement, the motorcyclists got provoked and irritated that every day our backs are being stolen and brothers are being killed. There's no investigation. There's no justice for us. So for this, we will re-dig the body of the police release those that were arrested that were arrested involving the case, so we can handle them anyhow we want to. So eventually, about 100 of them went to the gravesite and redug the remains of victims, placed on a motorbike. And the fact that was used to kill Jackson, they placed the remains on that particular motorbike, took the street and began to engage the police with stones, sticks, and other weapons, calling for justice and asking that the police should be fair in the investigation and provide updates immediately for the Frank Jackson for murder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah, I'm getting you.
Mr. Abu. Do you have any question?
Sir, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay, thank you so much for that narrative. I want to say thank you, and we are very sorry for what happened in Nimba County and in what happened actually in Ganta. But we are concerned about the protest that came out. I want to know the reason for this protest. Is it that the police have not been able to apprehend anyone, or the police is not doing anything about it? Was this why the protest took place, or the people just want to protest because they want the case to move fast?
So the police were able to arrest the back owner, and the prime suspect, which is Jackson murderer, escaped the scene. So the police told the family that they will continue the investigation to make sure that those that did the act will be arrested. But the motorcyclists, these are things that happen every time in our country. Even in Monrovia, at times, motorcycle criminal will just gang up against a back rider, having killed and threw away with his bag, and nothing will come out of it for that particular day. So at this time, the cyclists believe that enough is enough. They are tired, and with this, they want the police to speed up the investigation. So it was through that particular means, asking that the police should speed up the investigation. They begin to take the street and redug the remains of Jackson as a sign of protest, asking for speedy investigation. But the police is currently investigating the matter, and they have arrested the back owner. He provided his documents of the motorbike, and he is in police custody answering questions as to who he gave his bag to, what is his relationship with Jackson as well.
Did I hear you say too, sir, that the police has given the go-ahead to the parents or the relatives of Jackson to be buried?
Yes, by law, if a crime is committed, the body remains on the scene for 48 hours. And right after the 3 days, the state, if the family identify the body, the state gives you a document guaranteeing you to bury the body. So the family requested they want to bury their son because after the 15-minute jury that was sent to examine the body, gave a report that there was no foul play, there was no body part taken away, he was just starved and bleed to death. So with that, the authority gave the family to go ahead to bury their son.
Legally, can we say maybe during the process or during the trial, in case the defense lawyer come out and ask how was Jackson killed? Was it blunt objects, weapon that were used, or he was thrown off the motorbike, or what happened? How was he killed? And they want to identify, because sometimes they come up with these legal terms or legal questions to be able to determine whether the the defendant is liable for murder or manslaughter, and that the way the person is killed will be determined by that.
But I'm sure that the police on that particular scene, when they arrive there, they have their body cam. They do recordings of the body to make sure that everything will be visible when their investigation is being conducted. So for that, I'm not a legal practitioner, so I won't be able to speak to that directly, but I'm sure the police understands how to carry on their investigation.
Well, it's just about knowing the method used to kill him. You know, the method that was responsible for his death. Was it by using a knife, a gun, or what? You know.
So the investigation report there was sharp instrument.
Okay.
There was a sharp instrument, so it could be knife or something. Because they have a deep cut on his arm, so there could be a sharp instrument used to murder him.
Okay, you may not be able to do that. But then let's come back to this protest. They are saying they want justice. They want justice. They want justice. Justice for what? We do have a law. Why would people always want justice when we have the police, we have the legal system, we have the judiciary, and then they're not only protesting to say they want justice, they will start to destroy the property of other people. Have you seen that in Liberia?
This is something very bad. Every time we condemn it as a journalist, but every Liberian has their own mindset. You can't change that mindset easily. You need to talk to them until they can reason. You see, calling for justice in our country, the laws are on the book. Those who have been paid by taxpayer money to empower the laws are there. But unfortunately, in our country is different. The laws are not respected as you. You can break the law and walk scot-free. Nobody gonna ask you why, and nobody gonna have you arrested and make you pay the full penalty of breaking that particular law. So at time when Motorbike Bro is arrested, the next morning they will be set free by the same police that has them arrested, and these backbiters will see them in the community again, engaging them. So with that, there's no justice given to them. And the only alternative they believe they can seek justice is by taking the street to call government attention, and in calling government attention, they might either go on the contrary of having mob violence, either by destroying police station or harming a police officer or destroying another property that might take the government attention to them in that particular moment.
But if we continue to look at this, let's take it out of the motorbike situation at this time. We Want Justice is a song that they've been singing for many years, and the legal system still remains the same. Now, you as a young journalist coming up, how can we really have the time to remodel the minds of the people that, let's allow the police and the judicial system to do their work. As a matter of fact, we must not just based on suspicion that nothing is going to come out of it. Let's allow them to do something. If they delay, then we can go into ask. Because every time you call a protest, property of other people are broken down, and at the same time, the rights of other people are being affected. For example, they will take onto the streets and no vehicles will be passing. They will go in the markets and start taking people market away. And they sometimes put fear into people and these people start running away. If we keep running our country like this, what can we do really to see we can change the minds of the people? Because I know you said we cannot change it. No, we can change it. we can rebrand the minds of the people. So you coming out as a young journalist, what do you think you guys can do in your own professional way to let the people know that these protests, yes, they are allowed by law, but they must be guided for people to be responsible for what they do?
So, Liberia suffered 14 years of war, and the war trauma is still in lots of young people. Secondly, drugs is taking over our country, and several young Liberians are victims of drug abuse. So now we need education, capacity building to change the narrative around.
Yeah, more awareness.
More awareness. We need to educate the young people to go out in the street, in our homes, the community, the schools, and provide civil education. Now, a lot of young people are out of high school. What next? Out of high school, 2 years to get into drugs, or maybe something bad, and nothing else. Nobody is providing a therapy for you to speak to you, to counsel you. Everybody is on their own in our local setting. Everybody just all by themselves. There's no counselor talking to anybody. So we need that. We need someone that will take the matter of authority to empower young people, speak to them, talk to them, counsel them, educate them, tell them the wrong and the right. But until then, if we can't have that kind of person, we will continue being on the same path from years in, even more years to come.
But as a matter of fact, we all have to take this as a responsibility for all Liberians, because first we need to know that if it doesn't concern us, it mustn't be our business. But sometimes people believe in Liberia that, oh, it has happened to John today, it may be me tomorrow. So when it has happened to John, whether it happened to me, whether I'm in the proximity or not, when John is out in the street with his people, I get up and go there when it really has nothing to do with me. Because sometimes I used to be a journalist in Monrovia. You see people protesting and you take one of the person, why are you protesting? They tell you, oh, I don't know. I just see the people walking and say I can't be on there. You know, and these are the things that make the protest swells up, and as the crowd becomes heavier and heavier, then becomes a very big challenge to law enforcement. You know, and in as much as we start challenging the law enforcement, people throwing stones at the police and other things, how do we expect the police? The police are your fathers, they are their brothers, they are their sisters, you know, and they are the authorities in the community. If they start stoning them simply because police say, please do not pass this way. If you're doing your protest, please go this way, don't go this way. I don't think protest must mean that law has gone out of hand. What do you say about that?
Yes, of course, you are 100% right. But in our country, politics made us to see the police as our enemy. Every government that comes, the police take the name of that government. For example, today the police is called Joseph Baka Police.
The Baka Police.
So the next government that will take over, that police will be termed as the president police. And eventually the citizens see the police as the enemy. Whenever they open protest ground and the police try to put them in order, they might overreact. Say, oh no, the government has paid you guys to come and destroy us. So they want to defend themselves and any means they can to against the police. But I believe that if beginning from now, if the government can start to provide more capacity training for young people, the mindset of many young Liberians will change and will begin to head in a rightful path for the improving development of our country.
But the police cannot be the enemies of the people. This police force is in every country and they are everywhere around the world. So why must we think that our own police are against us? That because we do not want the police to control us, then we feel that the police is against us. The police, we must understand, for somebody like you, a professional person, and maybe some other people, even those at the universities, must be able to understand that the police of today is different from police many years ago. There are many things that have metamorphosed in our communities. First, we are talking before, motorbikes were just for leisure. I park my motorbike behind my house. When I think I'm going somewhere, I want to go on the beach, I take my motorbike and ride around. But today, motorbike has been elevated to a full-time commercial transport provider. So if we even see the people riding motorbike, many of them still ride a motorbike and they bring in income every day, and they still tell us, oh, I don't have job, that is why I'm riding motorbike. No, let us look at motorbike riding as an alternative, as another job, not as an alternative, because you cannot have a job in the ministry, because you cannot have a job on a farm or in another industry, you decided to ride motorbike. Just how you look at yourself, take yourself as a truck driver, as a taxi driver. That is a full-time job that you are doing. But when people start looking at themselves as motorbike riders, that they don't have a space on the table, that they do not have a space in society, that they are the left out people who do not have jobs, it becomes very bad to the system. Because I have seen somebody in Monrovia who graduated from the University of Liberia riding motorbike, transporting people to school. And after school, he decides to run around to be able to make money. And he did that to pay his school fees until he graduated. And after he graduated, he had a new way of looking at motorbike riding. And now he has about 4 motorbikes. Now he became an employer. Instead of saying that, oh, because I graduated from college, I don't have a job, so I should ride motorbike. No, motorbike riding, we must consider it. If you can just help us, let motorbike riding be considered as another job, not as an alternate job, as another job. Do you see it like that?
He's gone already. I think
yeah, Bill, you see it like that.
Yeah, the thing about Bag is not an actual career, but it have turned out to be, a full-time job for most Liberians that are unemployed. And right away, if you own a bag or you ride a bag for somebody, you definitely get yourself employed into the private sector, because motorbike is seen as a major source of
it's a transport provider.
Yeah, major source of transportation in Liberia. And the thing is, the issue
about this entire motorbike is helping a lot of people. It has a lot of money. It tells you that the transportation sector, if you invest in it, you get a lot of money. I know a couple of young guys that I'm friends with. They either own a bike or the ride for somebody, but still they are able to take care of their family, report on time, and also service the bike. So it's not a real professional career, but it's a full-time job, and it's able to take care of somebody and their family. So I don't think the way some people carry themselves while riding the bike, in terms of protest, in terms of the way they handle, situation is the right way.
But let me give you a scenario. Sometimes it is because of the community and our own mindset that we look at it not as a job, but as an alternative. We live from Liberia. Many of us come to America with baccalaureate degrees, and some people with master's degree. And in the addition of your master's degree, sometimes you worked as a director, you worked as somebody big in Liberia. You come here today because you have to sustain yourself. You take a job to work in a group home or you take a job to work in a nursing home. When we go back there, you guys see us as big people. But we are doing the jobs here that if we were really in Liberia, we cannot do those kind of jobs, you know. But it is the money that we get from these jobs. You may be in Liberia, you may call motorbike riding as an odd job, but it's not odd job, you know, until we elevate the people mindset to that. Because if we come here, we have a system here. Yes, people here, you will tell me many Liberians, 80% of Liberians that come here or Africans that come here, many of them start their career working in group homes and nursing homes. Some of them work in gas stations selling gas, the job that they could never do in Liberia. In Liberia, they remain in the car, somebody pump the gas. Now here, they will be the one pumping gas for people. Now, there are jobs here where you go. I tell you something, please do not laugh much. There was a man who used to be a deputy minister in Liberia. I came to Walmart, one of the Walmarts in my community, and I went there. I passed by him. I didn't make him out. But what is he doing? He is standing at the door, opening the door for people to come in and for people to go out. He stood there. When you come in, he tells you, "Welcome to Walmart." As you are going out, "Thank you for being at Walmart. Welcome to Walmart. Thank you for being at Walmart." And he says that 1,000,000 times a day, opening that door and closing it for people, you know. So he did not say that he is not working, but that is a job that the people are using here to build their houses in Liberia. They are using it to pay people rent in Monrovia, to buy food for their families and other things, you know. So if people can come into that, sometimes Liberians leave from here to go back home. Then somebody, when you start doing your own leave fine time, then somebody say, "Look at him. He come from cleaning people." You know, they talk down on you. You know, there are some people who work in factories here. In Monrovia, as a college graduate, when you go to the factory to work, you want to be the manager or you want to be the director. But here, you go there, you are not going to be the manager. You are the same one going to be taking the rice, putting it in the bags and lock it, closing the bags and sealing it and putting it on the conveyor belt, and you stand in one place for the next 28 hours just doing that. We do a lot of odd jobs here, but they bring money into your pocket and make you to be who you want to be. So if we start having the mindset of people in Liberia, I have seen people who graduated from the University of Liberia and they continue to do their business down Waterside. They still have their table there. You know, but until you get to some of them, you will not know that some of the people who sell market on the table on Randall Street, in Water Street, and other places to Red Light, some of them are going to the university and they go and graduate, you know. But until we have the mindset that everything that you do to make money for yourself, to support your habits and to support your family, and you should be able to respect it, you know, because somebody's working at the Ministry of Finance or any other ministry, sometimes making $100 or $75 a month. You who sit on that table, your market has grown so much until the price of your market on that table sometimes is more than $10,000. Then somebody comes who's making $75 a month and comes to say, "Oh, William, you are okay. Lucifer, you are all right. You guys are working." But you are selling market. You leave from your house in the morning. You rushing on a car to go to work, to go to your market, the same way other people who go to their offices. So this is the main thing. If Liberians start to look at it like that, we will never be talking to say that there is a high unemployment rate. Many people are employed, but they consider themselves unemployed because somebody did not have an interview with them. I'll put you on the payroll and
Yeah, and wait for the 31 days. And quickly, Mr. Abu, in as much as we're running out of time, but I just wanted us to talk a little bit about, as we talk about this unemployment and not getting in government, I wanted us to look at, the statement today from the labor minister where he said that, labor, let's say work permit for
work permit
foreigners
is now $3,000 instead of
$3,000 instead of $1,000.
$1,000.
I think in my opinion is a great move by the Ministry of Labor under the Liberian government. But again, what are the measures put in place? Because most time we will see these things coming out and saying it's effective. By the end of the day, we find these foreigners and these people finding their way too easily into the same situation that they say, oh, we need more Liberian employees, so we'll make the rate high. And at the end of the day, somebody knows somebody who can make you get certain things at an easier way or easier cost and very affordable. So I think there should be more explanation to this and more measures to making sure that, yeah, as much as the current price is now 3,000, there are more strong measures put in place to make sure nobody bypass this process.
This is a very good process, a very good endeavor. But I will also want to ask, what is the ministry targeting? Are they targeting the money, or they are increasing it so that other people may not get jobs? They must understand that Liberia is a part of several organizations that make us a community of nations. We are members of West Africa, how we call it,
ECOWAS, the African Union,
Mano River Union, and all of these. We have given a green card to these people so that we'll be able to live about. So you have $3,000 in your pocket. You are not going to leave from Sierra Leone to come to Liberia. To look for what? To look for a job? Yeah. You have $3,000 in your pocket, $3,000 in Guinea. Are you going to come to Liberia to look for a job because you want to give it to the ministry? No. That money is too exorbitant. You also want to encourage Liberians mixing up with other people. You must understand that we in Liberia move and go to other countries. It may not be that difficult. Because when you make it so exorbitant, you are allowing people to work something we call under the table. Under the table means that we are not going to give you a full-time job. We'll let you work and we pay you cash. We are not going to give it to you so that taxes can be taken off. It happens here in America. A lot of people come here, they do not have papers, and we decide to give them employment under the table. It's illegal. However, it's because you make the process so difficult because you say you want to protect your citizens. Now, protecting the citizens, I do agree. But let's look at Liberia itself. Are many Liberians ready to work? They are able to work. Many of them have the qualification to work. But do they have work ethics? Do they have work ethics? Because the man is employed. The next day, oh, my father died in Grand Judea. My father died in Grand Bassa. He goes for 1 month, and he comes back and expects the job to be waiting for him. When he's fired, he goes to the same labor ministry to say that they have fired me. He takes the company to court. So this labor ministry, in doing this, they should also have a very good handbook monitoring division that they say that people who are working are protected. If I come and give $1,000, job must be available in Liberia. Do we have the jobs in Liberia? You must be able, the labor ministry must be able to give us every quarter to tell us this number of jobs were created in Liberia. Here we have the labor statistics. This labor ministry must tell us every 3 months or sometimes every 6 months. They should tell us that the government has been able to create 10,000 jobs. The government has created 2,000 jobs. So that means these jobs are available for people. But if the jobs are not available for people, then you are making it so expensive like this. It's good, but you have to protect your people. I think they are actually targeting the investors that are coming. If you're targeting the investors, let it be the investors. But tell the investors that they shouldn't bring people from their country to come and do a certain job that we already have Liberians qualified to do. That should be the
So here is it, Mr. Abu. Most of these companies that come in the country, they have to advertise whatever job that is available. When they have done that, and you found no qualified Liberian, you will bring somebody from other Liberia and pay for their work permit and have the person come in to come and get the job. So if you have to pay $3,000 for a work permit, how much you gonna pay that person? Or if that person will come for a job and pay $3,000 for a work permit, maybe after 1 year you have to renew, or after 2 years you have to renew, or every 2-3 months you have to renew, whatever way it works. How much you pay that person? $3,000 for a work permit. So I think it's also a scare tactic to scare these, investors and people that are breaking in companies into the country, to make them understand that it would be more preferable to take a Liberian born or Liberian national and give them this job to do it and monitor how they go about doing it, because we do have qualified Liberians for most of these positions. I can say for free, and I pay them this amount of money. Then spending this amount of money just to get foreigner coming to do whatever job I want. I think that's their kind of tactics and measures they are putting in place for this entire $3,000 work permit for foreigners.
I think this is a scare tactics, as you have said. I think it should be targeted at companies that are coming in, investors that bring their people to come and occupy certain positions, which should be within the documents that they bring to establish their organizations, that XYZ should be this. But then let's look at this, because you say this work permit is actually for aliens. Now, what happens if an alien comes to Liberia, decides to marry a Liberian woman, and the Liberian woman takes the person to the court or to immigration and say, this is my husband. And as a matter of fact, because that is the husband, he needs to be able to take care of his wife, who is a Liberian woman. And therefore, he has to be given authority to work in Liberia. So does he have to look for a work permit if he has an authority to work in Liberia? The Ministry of Labor should be having a lot of things to do, because if I come to America, many ways that people get their papers in America is by marrying to an American citizen. So if somebody comes from Ghana and marries a Liberian, that person automatically is on the path of naturalization through his wife. If a lady comes from Ghana, gets married to a Liberian, they are on the path of naturalization. And therefore, because they are married, they need to be able to earn an income to support one another. And the only way to have that is to have immigration give them a work, give them authorization to work. Well, the Labor Ministry, I hope they did all of their different things to know that they are not the only one that would determine, or they are only looking after the money, or they only want to make the money to scare people away. Because if people want to come from Sierra Leone, or people want to come from Guinea, from Ghana, from Nigeria, they come to Liberia, there is a purpose they have come in. You can't, they cannot work. Let them find a way for them to work. If that man has $3,000, he will never travel from his country to come to your country to come. Because when you make things like this, you are stopping people from even coming. Because somebody may have $3,000, they want to come and start a little business in Liberia. Then you take $3,000 from there. They are only left with something good, But I still believe that the Ministry of Labor should be able to tell us how many jobs are created quarterly. If they cannot tell us, they cannot be charging this kind of money and say, well, we want to stop other people from coming. They will say they're not stopping people. But sometimes when you made the taxes very high, people start to work under the table. John Brown comes, he's not going to have a full-time job to go to an office to work. He decides to become a fisherman. He's not working for anybody, he's working for himself. So you are looking for somebody who wants to be employee. So he becomes an employer, So all he will need is something that he would need from another agency, which is a license to make him a fisherman.
Yeah.
You know, it starts to work. So these things must be studied actually well to allow people to help one another. We are a member of Committee of Nations. $3,000 for a maybe I don't know. Maybe they are targeting the Chinese people that come and go to bridge. because the Chinese people are going to bring somebody to be holding the flag to control traffic.
Yeah, maybe. But I think those guys already have their their permit for now. Maybe if it costs them renewal, then they will have to pay.
You know,
their
then you charge me $3,000, which I don't know how. What is the tenure? What is the tenure of the 1 year?
I think 1 year. That means
the whole year I worked, I'm not able to pay $3,000. How can I go back for another one? At least if once I've gotten the first one, I'll use that one to work throughout. You are encouraging corruption in our country. When you make the thing, don't make your taxes too high. You make people dodge the taxes. If the labor minister studied taxation in school, if he went to business school and studied taxation, you don't make taxes very high. You make it high for people not to be able to afford it, they will dodge it, and you will not get the money that you want to get. Because now he has put us on board. By the end of the year, I know you journalists are going to ask him how much money how many aliens did you give work permit for the whole of this year? Then we can multiply that by 3,000 to know how much labor ministry would have brought to the system.
Yeah, we need to know that after a year.
Thank you for bringing that. Thank you for bringing that topic up. But actually, that should be it. The labor ministry should be able to not only be scrutinizing who works, but let it encourage us by telling us how much job that they have created, how many vacancies existed in various industries.
Of course.
Because they have not been able to produce these ones. This is why students graduate from college or the different universities in Liberia, they tell you no job. But if the labor ministry is on top of things and being able to tell us exactly, we have 10,000 jobs in the mental health industry. We have 2,000 jobs in the nursing, in the health industry. We have 5,000 jobs in this, and all of them need to be filled out. Then students are encouraged to determine what kind of courses to learn in school, what kind of career to go into. Because everybody going to school now to make money. You know, even though some people will say for their passion, but I can tell you, 85% of people who go to school is to be able to have a sustainable job after graduation.
Yeah.
You know, like here in America, when they say that when they're talking about universities, how do they determine that university is a first class, second class, or third class? It's retention. How many students graduated in 2005 that after 6 months, they have a job? Within 6 months, they have a job. If out of 200 students you graduated, only about 50 of them are able to get a job within the first 6 months, your university is not good. Now, if they get a job, they will determine again, after 6 years, how many of the people who got a job the first time are still working in the same place after 6 years? You know, so we use this to determine the class of the university. So I hope the labor minister will be able to go back on the drawing board. I'm not saying that they should reduce it, but they need to do a lot of things to match up with this price that they are with this permit cost that they are putting now.
Yeah, 3,000 United States dollars for work permit for a year. Yeah. So, Mr. Abu, we already out of time. We just get your
just before we go, before I close, I just want to make a little thing. I did hear in Monrovia that the ERU, the PSU for the police, the ERU say they want to join the task force for drug thing. They have no business to do that. They got many things to do to take care of. Let them leave the drug business alone to the drug people. If the drug people need your backup, they will call for backup. Just how the court can call for a backup from the police, the drug people will call for backup if they need it. So let it ERU and the LNP, they must act like they got no job to do. Liberia is too big. They should be able to have their branches. ERU, PSU should have branches. Should be in every county. And work as a unit. But not all of them just pack up in Monrovia. They want people going up and down whole day, and then they tell us that they are doing things. Except everywhere they go, people must feel their presence because they don't go there to talk to people. They go there to beat people, to hurt people, to do all kind of things. Mr. Gregory Coleman, I'm sorry I got to tell you this, but this is why ERU and PSU, this is what they do. When they reach there, they behave like they are kind of K9 people who reaching somewhere. They just go and beat people up, you know. It looks like that is because that's not even a military thing, but they go there to beat people up, you know. So we cannot put the people into LGEA operation. Let them keep off. If LGEA need them, they can call them, but they can't go as a joint team. Let them stay off. When LGEA is not able to do it, let them keep off. LGEA can call for it through the proper channel. Well, we are not going to let a policeman think that he's a drug person, because the first thing is, you as a policeman, you can arrest somebody who has drugs. You know, you can arrest somebody who is in possession of drugs, but turn them over to LGEA and they do the necessary thing that they're supposed to do, because you are there to protect and prevent crime. You prevent crime. So if somebody has a drug in their possession, you should be able to seize it. Before LGEA came into being, the police were doing it. You know, you can still do it. No LGEA. But you should be able to draw the line that police, that PSU and ERU cannot be on the drug thing. We have already raised enough education, enough programs for everybody to know now that the drug business is a big business. I mean, it's a big thing affecting our country. So everybody's aware. We don't need police to be part of it. Let LGEA do their work. That's why I would say. So, Mr. Gregory Coleman, if the new man who used to be working under you, who used to be your assistant commissioner, who used to be I think he used to be HR. Now he's coming, he say he wants police to work with him. If he doesn't know how to do LGEA work, he only know how to work with police, and let him go back to the police. Let him go back to the police and work. But they brought him to LGEA to come and lead LGEA. They didn't bring him and say, bring police along with you. Keep your police out of there. When he makes that request, please reject that request. Deny him that opportunity. Let the police stay where they are. Because he loves to work with police, he feels that only the police he trusts, he doesn't have the capacity to run LGEA. Let him please ask President Baka and say, please withdraw me from this thing and able your job. That's my thought.
Yeah, definitely. If you're not able a particular job or task given you, be bold and say, you know, I can make it with the other tasks, or you have it for me, I can make it. And to be frank, just before we try to wrap up, the drug sector, especially those who the anti-drug sector, the LDA, is a serious area that needs someone with focus, that needs someone, you know, that would put in their all to be able to fight drug. Every day there's a lot of new drug that comes into the country, and we can just have people that are not ready to fight drug. With all of the awareness that has been created, there is little but nothing that has been done by the LDA time in, time out, to be real. And we're hoping to see somebody who goes to that position able to fight drug, made every Liberian that have stand out against the fight of drug be able to understand that this person has done a very great job, and this person is doing a great job at the LDA. We need more. But every time you have somebody going down there, they already get ghetto. If they not get ghetto, they got people that get ghetto that they come to cover.
That they're protecting and covering.
Yes.
You see what is happening in this whole drug business? let's look at the new group that they are bringing in. The job is we have to appeal to the government to put in more money to support LGEA. He has already started acting scary. He already acting scary. You know why he acting scary? It looks like he knows some of the top guns that are doing the drug business. You know, he knows some of the top guns that are doing the drug business, and he wants to hide behind his thumb by using the ERU and the PSU to go raid, and Allah, he's not part of it. He has to be man enough to say, I directed it, not to say PSU and ERU secretly to go raid there. He knows the top guns that are bringing the drugs in the country. He wants to get at them, but he wants to use the PSU and the ERU. This is what he wants to do. When he came in, I saw his scariness. The first thing, I have blocked all the numbers. I blocked all my, how do you call the number, mobile money. I blocked the mobile money because the people can be sending money to people. Who told him? It's just another policeman. Who told him we do not know that he'll be able to give money to people, that his money can be passing through other sources to get to him. That only that he one phone, the money can be passing through other people. He cannot tell us, you know. Then he goes there. He says he wants to take blood tests and this and that, drug tests and all this and that. Let him quit. If he's afraid, let him quit.
Do you think he was doing too much, or he's afraid and
he is already afraid? He's afraid. I've told you the thing. He knows the people who are bringing the drugs. He knows the people who are protecting the drugs. Some of them are higher than him, but he wants to make sure that he is not the one who goes to harass them. He doesn't want to be in the forefront. This is why he's asking Gregory Coleman to give him PSU and ERU to be part of his operation. No, the forces that you have, use them. We need them. They are trained. Government has spent money. If you think they are not trained enough, you give them the authority, let them do the thing, and you support them. Give them the support.
Maybe that's a backup plan, because he said a lot of the guys at the LDA are not employees or are not actual officers of the LDA.
They have gone through that process already. They laid a lot of people off recently, which I'm aware of. They laid a lot of.
Mr. Abu, can we say we will invite the PRO again? Maybe this coming Tuesday.
Yeah, we want to give. I want give him next Thursday. You can give him, and maybe I will. You let me talk to him. Let me tell him what exactly I want from him, because they are all on their toes now. That a new man come, he may want to shift people around. He wants to do a lot of things, and who knows, he may also be affected. So let's give him some chance. And what it is, there were many people who work in LGEA for so many years that were not on payroll. So the last administration tried to negotiate with the Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of whoever is responsible, to see whether they can put some of them into the forces. Okay, they can retain them. Many of them were caught with the age limit. Many of them are over 50 that they can't employ them at this time, you know. But then they have been working for themselves, and what they have been requesting is that government must give them some money to pay them off. No, but the government did not employ you. You are working on your own. But then at the same time, the people who are looking at the report as being very important. They were part of the system. So the thing that happened to many of them is that many of them did not meet the age limit. They are above the age limit. Because recruiting people newly, you are not going to recruit older men. You want to recruit people in their 30s, in their 20s and their 30s, going towards the 40s. Those are people you recruit. So those who are in that category, those were the people that they would be selected. So many of them are out. So this new man coming, or this new team that is coming, they have to do their rare work. If they are afraid, let them tell President Boakai they are afraid they ain't able to do this kind of job. They know the people who are bringing the drugs. They know the people. They have already been hinted. This is why they want to back up from the police.
Okay.
So, to close up, Nima County We're sorry for the death of the motorcyclist. We know that what we said here, we have to start controlling and bringing and trying to brainwash or talk or counsel our young people against protests for things that they got no control over, for things that they want immediate gratification. Day by day business cannot have an outcome the very day it happens. Day by day business is something that it takes weeks and sometimes months and sometimes years to investigate. Okay, so they have to look at it. If you had nothing to do with the protest business, don't even stand around there. Go about doing your business. Those who are riding motorbikes, let them consider motorbike riding as a career. We are not saying a profession, a career. You can get out and come back in anytime, but let it be a career and consider it a full-time or a part-time job. Don't be doing it and say, I don't have a job. This is why I'm doing it. No, because when we come to America, whether we get money, whether we get a job or not, the job that is available, that's what we do. They do pay us for it. And once we're making money, we are comfortable. We use it. We use that money to build our houses back home, to pay people rents, to pay people transportation, to pay school fees for people. So we cannot be getting that money. You're in America, you say you're not working. If those jobs are there, whether that's just to go stand as a bellboy at a hotel, somebody with master's degree stands as a bellboy at a hotel to take people luggages in and out. So consider that. The next thing is the LTEA group must consider themselves as a new team that has come up, that the president trusted them and he trusts them that they can do the work. They mustn't be afraid and start looking for people. The ones that they have inside need to be empowered. If he doesn't trust the people he's working with, then let him tell the president, please appoint somebody else, but these people I mean here aren't able to work with them. Then the last one is the defense. The judge of the circuit court that denied that petition, that the case, the arson case, for the former speaker and his associates or his accomplices the denier was in good faith to help them and to help our society. It is not intended to embarrass our judge. The judge knows why he denied it, because we feel that that particular case, you call it high profile, but from the time you are removed as Chief Justice, as Speaker, you are just an ordinary man. Just that we can put an X on you. When you love into a woman, then she fire you, you're just an ordinary man. You pass by her, she doesn't even speak to you. Ride your car. They only put the name EX on you. He's an ex-speaker, The only title I will give him is Councillor Fonatikova, because that's why he learned book to be able to get that title. But all those other people who are there, his accomplices, if they are not lawyers, I call them Abu Bana. I call them by the regular name. They are common people, because what is happening, why your business will be put on television? Why your business? We don't have television accepted in courts in Liberia. It is not by law. It's an opportunity you ask for. So when the judge says no to it, it is no. So I just want to say thank you. Those are my opinion, the opinion of Waste TV. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a part of this program tonight. My name is Samuel Abu. And William, I'm very happy that you are always here to give us a backup. You, as our host, thank you for keeping Waste TV, and thank you for all those who help you to keep the program running.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on, Mr. Abu, and thanks to the management of Waste TV for keeping us up and always coming on here Tuesday and Thursday to inform our audience. Again, Madam Julie Iwala was watching us. I guess she's still following. Jeremiah Saki Cooper is also following the show. Jamin Size is also following it. All of our viewers would like to say thank you for coming on tonight. We will be on here next week, Tuesday, as always, 10 p.m. Liberia time, 6 p.m. America time. And we always on here talking about news and issues that matter the most about our country, Liberia, be it politics, social. If it's for us to advocate for you, we'll be on here to advocate for, whoever that falls on that situation. So we say thanks for coming on, and thanks to the management of Wiz TV for affording us this opportunity. We always want for you to join us, even if it's a comment about, our topic, you can leave it. We also have our numbers on the stream. You can call us and have your say on these discussions that we will be talking about every time. Until then, we're going to talk Tuesday. My name is William McGill. Bidding you a wonderful weekend, from the team at the round table. Bye-bye.
When the nation speaks, the roundtable listen Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. Join the conversation that matter the most, live, unfiltered, unapologetic, with local voices and international minds. The roundtable dive deep into today's toughest questions in society, politics, culture. Nothing is off limits. Your voice, your questions, your platform. Live on Wiz TV, featuring top panelists Mr. Samuel Abu, Mr. Hamed Fofana, Mr. Cyrus Gray, Mr. Jai Blamo, and your host, William McGill. Heated debate, eye-opening truths, and real impact. Tune in to the Roundtable every Tuesday and Thursday, only on Wiz TV Live. The Roundtable, where every voice counts. When